From the farmers and ranchers of Farm Bureau, this is Farm Weekend. From natural disasters to high input costs and low prices for certain commodities, farmers and ranchers are seeing a lot of red on their financial ledgers. Chad Smith has more on how Congress can help.
A trifecta of natural disasters, high input costs, and poor economic conditions has made the last year difficult for farmers and ranchers. Betty Resnick, an economist for the American Farm Bureau Federation, says there is some relief on the way, but more is needed.
2023 ARC County payments began being paid out last month. As prices are still quite elevated in the 2023 crop year, areas receiving ARC County payments have had pretty substantial declines in yields compared to benchmark to trigger a payment. The price loss coverage program had only one crop trigger a payment, and that's rapeseed. For the 2024 crop year looking forward, that won't be paid out until October of 2025, but there should be higher levels of both ARC and PLC payments.
While passing a new modernized farm bill would be a good step to helping farmers, Resnick says it's only the first step.
A new and updated farm bill needs to be a priority, but it's not likely enough to help farmers who've been experiencing multiple years of losses at this point unless Congress gets creative. Economic disaster relief and a catch-up in natural disaster relief also need to be on the table.
Natural disasters going back to 2022 have led to huge losses in farm country.
While there was some 2022 ad hoc disaster funding provided by Congress, it only covered about a third of those losses. 2023 saw an additional $10 billion in losses, and preliminary 24 losses are at $4 billion before Hurricanes Milton and Helene. So those are destined to skyrocket as well.
For more information, keep an eye on the market intel page at fb.org. Chad Smith, Washington.
KFB's annual meeting, when Farm Weekend returns.
Hey, farmers and ranchers, just as you do ride-alongs to inspect your fields and cattle, make sure you do the same for your mental well-being. Take time to check in with yourself and your neighbors. And if you find yourself in a crisis, remember, there's immediate help available at 988. Mental health is just as vital as the health of your farm. Let's prioritize it together. This message brought to you by Kansas Farm Bureau and Kansas Farmers Union.
Kansas Farm Bureau will celebrate its 106th annual meeting December 7th through 9th in Manhattan. On Saturday, enjoy a night in Vegas at the KFB Foundation for Agriculture's annual meeting fundraiser. Funds raised will go toward the Foundation for Ag's End Hunger program and address food insecurity in Kansas. On Sunday, informational workshops, trade shows, vendors, and a silent auction will be open to attendees. During the general session, awards for Friends of Agriculture, Natural Resources, County Farm Bureaus, and media will be presented, along with a new award to honor a mental health advocate. On Monday, voting delegates will debate and adopt policy statements for 2025. Elections for KFB president and board members from even-numbered Farm Bureau districts will also take place. Please register through your county coordinator. For a tentative agenda, visit www.kfb.org/annual meeting. Next, Insight with Greg Deering.
Frustrated with your current healthcare coverage? Kansans are saving up to 60% a month with Kansas Farm Bureau health plans. Choose from individual and family plans, short-term coverage, or dental and vision plans. It's quality coverage you can afford. Learn more and get a free quote by visiting kfbhealthplans.com or visiting a Farm Bureau Financial Services agent near you.
Now, Insight with Greg Deering.
Outside of holidays, the most important date on the calendar when I was growing up was always the opening of pheasant and quail seasons. While I did plenty of quail hunting in eastern Kansas, we always headed west on the second Saturday of November to chase ring-necked pheasants. Our lodging arrangements varied from hotels to the spare bedrooms and basement couches of friends and extended family. I still smile when I check into a hotel that prominently asks guests to refrain from cleaning birds in the rooms. We'd rise well before daybreak and make it to the fields, stopping for a quick bite at some breakfast fundraiser held in a church basement or VFW hall. Hunting consisted of walking down rows of harvested corn and milo fields, hoping to flush a rooster close enough to get a shot off. When everything went to plan, there's nothing that can replicate the rush of a pheasant taking off right in front of you. This year's crop of ringnecks is looking good, according to roadside surveys. The 100,000 plus hunters who will chase them from now until the end of January should have plenty of opportunities. I hope to be among them at some point over the next few weeks, even though it won't quite be the same as all those hunts that began on the second Saturday of November.
Join us next weekend for another edition of Farm Weekend from Kansas Farm Bureau, the voice of agriculture.